Think about the last time you had something important to do, a deadline, a decision, something that actually mattered. And instead, you opened your phone, scrolled, told yourself, I'll get to it later. And later never came. Here's what nobody tells you. That's not a discipline problem. Something much deeper is running the show. Carl Jung called it the puer aeternus, the eternal boy. And this isn't just about guys who won't grow up. This is a psychological trap that millions of people fall into without ever realizing it. The man-child isn't always who you picture. Sometimes he's charming, even ambitious. But underneath, he's living what Jung called a provisional life, where nothing is ever fully committed to because committing means the fantasy might die. The job is temporary. The relationship is fine for now. He's always standing at the edge of his real life, waiting to finally begin. And somehow, that beginning never comes. Nobody chooses this. It starts much earlier. For most people with this pattern, childhood handed them a very specific kind of praise. You're so talented, you have so much potential, and that felt incredible. But when your identity is built around potential, actually trying something becomes dangerous. Because if you try and fail, the whole story collapses. Think of Icarus. The wings weren't the problem. The problem was that flying high felt so good that landing, doing the ordinary, unglamorous work of being human, felt like giving up. The man-child never wants to land. Landing feels like losing. This shows up in two very specific ways. The first is the comfort loop. Time disappears into gaming, scrolling, entertainment, not because these things are evil, but because they give the feeling of doing something without any of the risk that real action brings. The brain gets the reward without the exposure. The second trap is magical thinking, the belief that one day conditions will be perfect, that when things settle down, when the right moment arrives, then he'll go all in. But the right moment is a myth, and deep down, he knows it, which is exactly why he never looks too closely. Recognizing these traps isn't about shame. It's about finally seeing the pattern clearly enough to break it. So what does breaking it actually look like? First, kill the provisional mindset. Stop treating your life like a rough draft. Whatever situation you're in right now, this is it. The moment you stop waiting for your real life to begin, you start actually building one. Second, do the boring thing on purpose. Wash the dish, send the email, make the appointment. Not because it's exciting, but because small, unglamorous follow-through is how you rebuild trust with yourself, one action at a time. Third, get accountable through exposure. Tell someone your goal. Put yourself somewhere showing up is expected. The man-child thrives in isolation because isolation has no mirror. External accountability forces honesty. Jung understood this better than anyone. The longer you avoid becoming who you need to be, the more that unlived life turns into resentment, into a man who blames the world for a story he never had the courage to write. The patterns you don't break, you pass on. If something in this felt uncomfortably familiar, that's not a coincidence. That's awareness. And awareness is always where change begins. If this opened your eyes, so please hit the subscribe and the like button. We are very close to 100 subscribers, so hit that button. Peace out.